This was one of those weekends that we spent way too much time.
And meanwhile, I was at home cleaning my office, so...
We lived on...
You knew where we were.
Right.
you have no out.
I know. We got it late from Seattle. I mean, that's my out.
We basically lived on Gatorade and hot dogs that were in a hot tub.
Let's be honest, we lived on shots.
Wait, hot dogs?
Yeah, there's the foot massage.
Who doesn't?
There's the foot massager ones, then there's the sauna or the hot tub ones. These are in the hot tub.
I like the roller ones best.
Hot tub or is it botulism soup?
I want to know.
Oh, sick burn.
Was that Limp Bizkit, the hot dog water? The name of the album.
But
so that we had a little bit of a craziness going on this weekend on two fronts. One is
so let's prep. So Wednesday.
I was going past that.
You were skipping over it?
Totally.
Oh yeah. So Wednesday, we kick off the downtown studio. Being up and running with Chef Bobby. I love the man. ITinTheD. It's a thing. I have never in my life been to a podcast launch party before.
Fully catered.
As many of these as we've been to. Not only was it a podcast launch party, but he's a chef, so it was fully catered.
Open bar.
Zim's Vodka brought in cases upon cases upon cases of vodka. There were bartenders. There was so much money in that room. You couldn't.
So you're saying it was a good party?
It was ridiculous.
Why don't podcasts at lunch here in Royal Oak do that? Come on, Dave.
I'm sure that's going to be the new standard. That's where the bar is set now. It was amazing, and it was a great night. Had a lot of great conversations with people. I guess the guys from Zim's Vodka, the guy from Genesis Cadillac that I hung out for a while. We had Chuck Bennett, the guy that's the style reporter for Detroit News and was on Fox this morning. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it was not your father's podcast.
It's a different world, totally, right?
It was very Aladdin, very whole new way. Oh yeah, it was, yeah.
We were just like all the pictures that were being taken. Just make sure and hashtag it Podcast Detroit properly.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure our banner's in the background and
Podcast Detroit got a shout out in the news too, right?
Detroit News, yeah. That was Chuck Bennett that did a story. Yeah, it was very, very cool. So Bennett, yeah, that was thanks to the commando drop from the intro.
Exactly.
So that was a lot of fun, and then the weekend happened, and we went to Great Lakes Comic Con, and props out to Mike DeSantis.
Hats off, you do an amazing job. It was one of the
great show.
It's amazing.
From last year.
Yeah.
It's amazing that he has no anxiety. He just walks and says, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Then he followed up after the show and says, "You guys have a good time. I hope everything went well."
I think he has anxiety. I think he
hides it.
He either has pills or a large stash of alcohol.
Like you wear it on your sleeve. Him, he's just like, "Hey guys." Like, oh my God, I expect him to be like being crazy, man. But no, it's great. The artists were off the hook, phenomenal this year. Like
so much good stuff.
I walked by, I see Flash Gordon cartoon. I'm like, must stop talk. And then talking to the guy.
First time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like, find out he's the creator of He-Man, Thunder the Barbarian, Flash Gordon cartoon.
How much did you spend?
Dave's, I gave a bar money.
How much did you tell your wife you spent?
No, it was like $50 autographs from him.
It was totally worth it.
Oh yeah. But they had Jake the Snake Roberts was in the house.
It was sad. The guy that did the voice of Hermie the Elf was there, but he can no longer do the voice. He's, go figure, a little old these days. But yeah.
Who's that?
How do you not know who Hermie the Elf is?
I know.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer,
the
animation thing, the claymation thing. That's I don't want to make toys. I want to be a dentist.
Oh, that guy.
That's Hermie the Elf. Yeah. So all I wanted was a drop.
Okay.
I don't want to make toys. I want to listen to the ITinTheD show, but he can't do the voice. I was sad.
Dieter Von Trapp was in the house from Sound of Music, who was also
Spider-Man. Which
But we do the intro part.
We need to explore this more. Can you go into Dieter Von Trapp?
What?
What was he like?
I didn't speak with him.
You talked about the Sound of
Music. My friend picked him up from the airport. Apparently, he's a nice guy. Yeah. So, in the beginning, we do that drop from Kentucky Fried Movie, like take him to Detroit. Yeah. The guy's like, no. I think the modern day version of if they ever redid Kentucky Fried Movie was get rid of his Netflix. No! Because
dude, Twitter had a meltdown last night.
Because they're precious.
My precious. The precious was down.
Netflix.
The precious.
You can't take my Netflix.
I could neither Netflix nor chill.
Yeah. There's a bell. There's a damn bell.
That's right. Twitter was not chill with the lack of Netflix.
How many options do you have at your home? if one thing's down, so like, I have apps. I have Hulu. I have Amazon.
I got Amazon Prime.
My Xbox. I got regular TV. Netflix is down. I
move on.
I'm gonna be okay. Is it that bad that I'm from the generation where like because we're used to the antenna being down on our cable and like the TV that we just move on.
These damn kids today.
Seriously.
They don't know static. They don't know from channels that turn off at night and have nothing.
Right.
The Star Spangled Banner at 2 a.m. and then nothing.
It's 9 p.m. Do you know where your children are?
See?
Exactly.
Right, and then the whole planet comes unglued, and then the award show. They pulled this. Steve Harvey right now is thanking Warren Beatty. Beatty. Ned Beatty.
Ned Beatty. Warren Beatty.
I call him Ned
Still
Beatty. Beatty. But Steve Harvey right now is thanking relief because they introduced the fake winner, and then everyone's
so they announced La La Land as the winner because they had the right. So it was funny. There were so many takes on it today, and there was one that was actually called the CSI breakdown of what happened at the Oscars. And so apparently, PricewaterhouseCoopers keeps a person on either end of the stage with identical briefcases, with a full set of both. They both have a full set of winning envelopes.
Freaking serious.
Yeah, so that no matter which side somebody comes in on, they've got the envelope to hand them. So Emma Stone wins Best Actress. And
Superbad?
Yes.
And then they come up to announce, and then they hand Warren Beatty the Best Actress envelope because he comes in from the other side, and whoever's over there isn't paying attention to what award he's handing out.
Best movie.
They handed him the Best Actress envelope.
Got it.
So he's up there, and you can see from all the because it is very people are like zooming in on the envelope that he has and all that kind of stuff. And he's got the Best Actress envelope in his hand, and he opens, and you can tell he's confused because he opens it up and he reads it, and it says Emma Stone, La La Land. And so he looks at it and goes, well, that can't be right, and then hands it to Faye Dunaway. And is like, here, you read this.
Nice throwing Faye Dunaway under the bus for that one, by the way.
Well, the funny joke is, Warren Beatty just felt like he had to screw her one more time. That's it. But yeah, so that was a debacle. And
I call it fakey fake.
The skeptical Dave is skeptical. I'm not going to lie because of the whole Steve Harvey thing.
Because everyone talked about it. Steve Harvey got more pub messing it up than they did.
Because nobody cares about the Oscars.
No one cares about none of the things.
Even with that massive screw up last night, they still had less ratings. Even with Netflix down last night, they had lower ratings for the Oscars.
Also, Roku promoted that you could stream it live.
Really?
So it was, yeah, because
I think that the Oscars people.
I happened to fall asleep, but
it's kind of like
let's start that conspiracy theory.
Like every time I trash on the Oscars, one of my friends like, "You watch the Lions," and I go, "But this is like me arguing about the ESPYs. They're so irrelevant on so many levels. Like, can I just watch the movie?"
Well, because I actually think it was
or
Dennis.
not watch the movie, seeing the crap that was.
I think it was Dennis that posted the meme that was it showed the top 20
box office dollars.
Movies. Yeah, and it was So we all can see that the number one movie was really Star Wars: The Force Awakens, but the damn Electoral College gave us Moonlight.
Right.
Basically, just a bunch of Hollywood elites sitting around jacking each other off. Right. That's basically
over
and
under.
And
falling asleep. Apparently, because there was a great, I think it was BuzzFeed that did the 15 most awkward moments from last night's Oscars, and of course, the envelope screw up was one of them. But there were people asleep in the audience.
Chrissy Teigen.
Nicole Kidman does not know how to clap. I don't know if you saw that because that animated GIF was floating around everywhere. Dude, her hands are she's doing this. I don't know what happened.
Maybe her nails were still wet.
Exactly. It was weird. It was very, very strange. So that was a thing.
There's some really good jokes though last night. Did you see Jimmy Kimmel's political jokes?
No.
I think my favorite one was, I want to say thank you to President Trump. I mean, remember last year when it seemed like the Oscars were racist? That's gone. Thanks to him. That was probably my favorite.
So my favorite story I read this week came out of Medium.com, and it basically said in one generation, the internet has basically gone from the truest sense of free market to almost a complete sense of fake market.
True.
and I was kind of intrigued, and kind of the way it ran was, initially when, the internet started, it was pretty much, commerce was ran by eBay. eBay pretty much started that whole thing, and that's the truest sense of free market as you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Put an item up for sale, and I bid on what I feel like it's worth, and if the guy wants to sell it to me or not, he has a choice to. Now we live in a world where you have kind of Uber setting prices and maybe setting fake surging in certain areas
right
at a set market price. You have companies like Snapchat that spend more money on their cloud hosting
than they make in revenue.
Yet have a $35 billion valuation, give or take a few billion. And you have these like fake propped up non-revenue making companies.
Oh, the bubble is real.
It's scary. There was a slide IBM put out that I don't know the entirety of it. Somebody can post it on Twitter for us. But basically, the world's biggest auto company doesn't own a car.
Is Uber.
The world's biggest hotelier doesn't own a single property.
Airbnb.
Right. So everything now of the world's biggest X doesn't own a thing. But then they also don't make any revenue. Like how... I'm mind-boggled that Uber posts losses. You don't own anything. Billions,
losses,
right?
Yeah.
Is 40% of each ride was subsidized by investor money?
No, it's the opposite. 40% of each ride is covered by your fare. 60% comes from investor money.
Whoa.
So they're not even making half their money hauling your drunk ass.
How are they spending so much money? They don't own any cars.
They have infinite venture capital.
Dude, how is this not
Because
the
they're all,
eToys
like-
Super Bowl commercial from circa 1999? We got money coming out the wazoo. Remember that?
Yeah.
And they declared bankruptcy 3 days
They're
later.
trying
Yeah,
to pretend like it's not.
it's crazy.
But Snapchat's LinkedIn, I kind of get because it's almost like the Facebook model where you own all the people.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You're
have the-
not paying for the service. You are the
Yeah,
service.
you have the world's biggest business database. I get that there's value in that. What the hell does Snapchat own?
Everyone's boobs.
No!
Where's the bell? Where's the bell?
At one,
She has it.
at one time, there's trying to, they push ads. They do
And they have the stories.
Custom frames for you can pay for.
Well, but I mean, if you think about it, so it is the what was it? That Snowmageddon thing that they had going on had better ratings, better time engagement, better user engagement than the Super Bowl did.
And that's when I took notice, and I'm like, are you kidding me? We talked about it in the air. I was like, wait, what? So now I'm like, okay, it's real. So I've been following it pretty closely. But again, the fact that I don't get how you can spend more on hosting than you can take it in revenue. What do you speculate? I know they're going to IPO, and then, if you buy stock in this company, don't you want them to turn a return, perhaps?
To actually make money at some point? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not. So the venture capital comes in. They're going to make their money back at the IPO, and then the rest of us suckers that bought stock
Exactly.
are the ones that are going to end up paying for it.
Nailed it, right.
All right, so
Yeah,
for those of you in the room who use Snapchat a lot, have you ever clicked on a Snapchat ad before?
No.
Yeah, no.
We
me
talked
neither.
about that with Flappy Birds, that they were making $50,000 a day on that.
Because of
banner
the
ad.
fake hits on the ads and
Because,
they would
I-
make the ads move. And
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
You know who does that? One of Dave and I's favorite pastimes, if you haven't figured, is we go to bars that have the AMI jukebox and they have the app that's attached to it, and we play really bad songs and no one knows who played it.
We play really good.
And it's funny. But I've noticed when they have that fake bed and it drops down right when you play a song, and then you played it and it says okay, it drops down. So you hit the banner. I'd say 50% of the time I accidentally hit the banner because I'm doing it fast.
And you're drunk.
So they're artificially. Well, what it is they're artificially propping up their advertiser return. Because they have.
Because it's all about clicks and engagement.
Wow,
yeah.
you got a
30% click
rate.
rate. That's amazing. Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah. No.
But I mean, when does this the bubbles is this bubble going to burst?
It almost has to. I mean, we're dangerously close to where we were in 98, 99 again, where tech companies that have no real value are hyper valued at this point. And
the unicorns.
Yeah, well, not even the unicorns. I mean, that's the problem. Is that it's the companies that don't really. Yeah.
But I looked at we talked about it before, but we got dinner delivered today at Grubhub at the studio, and Grubhub is valued at like $3.5 billion, which is more than like Outback Steakhouse. And it's like
who's closing restaurants left and right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Grubhub doesn't own anything.
Right.
They don't pay anything. Except for cloud hosting bills, apparently. But I'm, with Red Lot, like all those different restaurant corps. How big is McDonald's? I don't even know as a company.
Huge.
I hear they're big in China.
No, like 30 billion maybe.
Maybe
as a company. Well, regardless, like so you have Grubhub that doesn't own anything. It's 10% the size of McDonald's. It's like that owns real estate across the globe.
$61.95 billion for the net worth of McDonald's.
So Grubhub's worth 5% of McDonald's, and you think about what McDonald's
owns. Yeah, because they own all the land that they're parked on. Yeah,
it boggles my mind. Like these billion-dollar valuations of we're going to see an end to it. It's just a matter of
we have to. And I'm not going to lie, like that hurt my brain a little bit, but the one that really hurt my brain is I know we are of the same age. Everyone else in the room might be a little too young.
Right.
Dude, remember when you got your hands on that Faces of Death VHS? Remember?
That's such an old man thing.
No. What are you talking about?
Of course you don't.
What are you talking
so
about?
Faces.
You had VHS when you were a kid, at least.
I had VHSs, but what are you talking about? I don't know.
So Faces of Death was a great video that was this documentary about electrocutions and people eating monkey brains.
It wasn't a documentary.
It's like Rotten.com,
basically.
But it was phrased that way.
It was almost a snuff film.
I mean, it was basically a snuff film.
Yeah.
Like a compilation of snuff.
But it was at Blockbuster.
People getting ripped apart by and it was
way
never
right,
in.
Right.
Yeah.
And you had to be on like a 3-week waiting list to get your hands on it.
Boy.
And then you would get it, and you'd find your friend that had the 2 VCRs, and you would copy it. And
it's like The Ring.
Yeah, and then I went around high school.
It's fake.
What?
It's fake.
It came out that
My childhood is
Don't
ruined.
ruin my childhood.
It's fake.
It came out the whole thing was
They
fake.
did an interview with the Death Makers. It's fake.
How do you fake the guy bouncing off the concrete that his parachute didn't open? That was my favorite part of
A
it.
dummy.
The dummy.
A dummy.
Toilet.
A rubber dummy.
A mannequin.
A giant rubber
Sad.
ball.
So is 2017 becoming the year of fake because another thing just came out that, and I get it, but this is beyond my even levels of comprehension about Reddit. That basically the entire, if you're not familiar with Reddit, you can upvote and downvote.
It is the most wretched hive
Of Scummy
No, that's 4chan.
Now they're both.
Or both.
But basically the story came out from Forbes that Reddit's being manipulated by financial services companies en masse.
And not like a little bit. A lot.
So Reddit is probably my only source of news anymore, and it's the 7th most popular website in the United States. Every morning, I think if you took away my access to Reddit, I would actually be probably 20% more productive at work. I'm not even kidding.
See, Reddit replaced Fark for me.
Yeah,
I was early.
Fark was good.
I was early Fark user, and then when Reddit came out, I did it. I liked it because you could customize it. Like if you didn't want to see that, you wouldn't have to see that.
You don't have to subscribe to a Florida Man subreddit.
Exactly.
Yeah, by the way, what's Spark?
Same thing.
Another
It was run back in
website.
Drew Curtis back in the day, and it was like it was a precursor, categorized
Okay.
news.
It was it was the internet. It was the front page. It was like all your crap on one
I
page.
think it's still
Got it.
there, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, still there. I still get the newsletters. But here's what I don't get. And Neri, you read stuff and you make your own determinations, and
I do.
So I don't understand this whole idea of manipulation because am I just a separate human being that you're not going to change my mind just because something's on top?
Well, think about it, right? So if say a bad story comes out about me or my company or things like that, and I pay somebody to downvote that story to oblivion, that will never reach the front page of the internet, right? So if all these people are getting their news from Reddit and no one's seeing my story, then it never happened, right?
Well, that was the whole stink with
It's the equivalent of Google's right to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Right, but it's the whole stink with the politics subreddit. They just got bombarded by one political party, and then anything marginal got
Yeah.
voted to the top, and anything the other side got voted down.
Or imagine if I hated a sushi restaurant in Chicago and I wanted to have a bad story about them upvoted into like the public sphere, I could do so as well. And apparently for as cheap as like $200. That's what this guy
so
basically.
low to me for upvoting something to the front page of Reddit.
But it's all
For
done by bots.
$200?
It's all done by bots.
I kind of want to do that this weekend. Like, just pick a random, like, I don't know, story about a baby goat in a little sweater.
Yep.
And get it up on the front page.
You like
That's
Photoshop
right.
our faces onto it too?
I could do that, yeah.
You totally sweet.
The sweater has a Podcast Detroit logo on it.
All right, we can do that. We can do that.
This guy says that he was quoted about $2,000 a month for unlimited conversation and vote manipulation. And then there are companies who do this in varying levels of professionalism. Some is like some guy in a basement. Others have like live chat where you can like chat them about your campaigns. I mean, it's sick, which makes me doubt my news source coming from Reddit.
Well, when you read the comments, like half of them are like, "Oh, you're a paid shill," because then if you go into the comment history, it's all the same comment. You know,
Right.
Control C, Control V. Although it's like, well, that guy's obviously a paid shill, but again, what do you believe anymore? Like it's all
Fake news.
It's the year of fake. No, seriously, even the stuff that you think is user submitted is fake. The media is fake. The user submitted is fake. Like what? I don't even. Like, the year of fake.
Just the internet is fake.
The internet's
fake.
It is
all
your
about
mom's fake. But not fake, and I was glad to read this. So Maine is opening up an adulting school
For who?
for anybody, which for the love of God is needed.
What's an adulting school?
It's a school to teach you how to adult.
Like?
I almost want. Can you put on some music? Because I have a real rant. Do you have some Godfather music? Cause
Oh my.
it's bad.
I will momentarily.
So a buddy of mine calls me up the other night, and he is stranded
Restart?
in Detroit. And he says, "You're